What's going on, guys, and welcome to the week 1 predictions. I'm going to be going through every single game this week. Obviously it all kicks off tomorrow night with the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots. Cannot wait for that one. I'm going to record and watch it the next day, but either way I'm still looking forward to it. Looking forward to all the games being back. Cannot wait for Red Zone. It's good. So yeah, just going to go through the schedule and just shout off games and just give you who I think is going to win. I'm not going to do score predictions. I'm just going to go through the games and give you who I think is going to win and why. Yeah, let's start off obviously with that Thursday night opener. Chiefs at Patriots. Now it's hard not to pick the Patriots on this one, and I'm not going to lie, I was kind of tempted to pick the Chiefs, but then I realised who their quarterback was. It's still Alex Smith, and their defense is still good, but it's their receiving core. I reckon they've relied heavily, or they're going to rely heavily too much on Tyreek Hill. So I don't reckon their receiving threat is as good. So I'm picking the Patriots to win this one. I think a lot of people will do as well. Coming off that impressive comeback, probably the best comeback ever, and probably the greatest game ever in that Super Bowl against the Falcons. So yeah, I think the Patriots basically the Patriots will just continue from where they left off. I know it sucks that they lost Julian Edelman, but they're still going to be a solid team. So yeah, Patriots will win that game against the Chiefs to start the season. Now on to the Sunday games. Obviously we're going to start off with the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. In all honesty, the Jets have a serious chance to go 0-16 this season. I'm honestly got the quarterback situation is a mess. They haven't really got. Alright, Matt Forte is okay. He's good. He's definitely on a decline though. The receiving core is just not. He's garbage basically. I know they traded for Jermaine Kearse. I don't think that's going to do enough to salvage what's going on there. Offensive line is. Defense, I'm not too keen on it. Their front seven is okay, but their secondary isn't looking too good. So the Jets look bad, really bad this year. And the Bills, I know the Bills aren't exactly doing much better either. I mean, they got rid of Sammy Watkins, got rid of Ronald Darby, so the Bills are pretty much clearing house. But they do still have Tyrod Taylor, who I do think is still a good quarterback. And obviously they got LaShawn McCoy back there. They're still a threat. Defense is okay as well. So they've moved to a 4-3, similar to what the Niners have done. So I'm going to pick the Bills to win. I think that's the logical choice. Like I said, Jets shite. Bills obviously cleaning house, but at the same time, I think the Bills have enough weapons to still beat the Jets. So yeah, I'm definitely going with the Bills on this one. Then we're on to the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Houston Texans. It's another one. How can you not pick Houston to win this one? Jacksonville is still going with Blake Bortles. I don't get why, but they are. I don't care that they've brought in Leonard Fournette. He's not going to make a difference. He's a rookie. I don't care what he said in the preseason about how it's too slow and easy. Believe me, you're about to play regular season football against the Houston Texans, who have a healthy J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney at the same time, which is something that hasn't hardly happened since Clowney entered the league. So we'll see how easy it is now, Leonard Fournette. Jacksonville's defense is okay at best, but their offense just isn't good. As long as Blake Bortles is their quarterback, I'm expecting an interception or two from him. So Houston will win this one just with their defense alone. So yeah, I'm going with the Texans. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of tempted to pick the Browns just for the hell of it, just for the upset value. Why not? But at the same time, Pittsburgh still got Antonio Brown. Obviously, Le'Veon Bell is back from his holdout. Ben Roethlisberger, retirement, whatever, he's still playing. Offensive line still okay. Defense is still solid. So yeah, it's the Steelers should win this one. Obviously the Browns still in rebuild. They had a pretty good draft. They looked okay, and obviously they're going with Deshaun Kaiser quarterback. But Deshaun Kaiser's going to learn the hard way against the Steelers that this game is a lot faster than it was in the preseason. So I reckon Kaiser may struggle a little bit, but I don't see the Browns winning this one. Obviously against a tough divisional opponent, the Steelers is pretty much the logical choice here. So yeah, Steelers win. Then we're on to the Arizona Cardinals at the Detroit Lions. This was a tough one against a pick, but I'm going to go with the Lions. Stafford obviously signed that big deal, so he's got nothing to worry about in terms of money because he's now loaded. They've still got a good receiving core. I know their running back situation is still a bit iffy, but they've still got a good defense. My problem with Arizona is Carson Palmer is still overrated in my opinion. I don't get why he got that big contract. Larry Fitzgerald is definitely coming towards the end, as is Palmer. David Johnson right now, he alone is that entire offense, and if Detroit's defense can shut Johnson down, which a lot of teams struggle to do anyway, then I don't see much else happening, if I'm honest. Obviously, Arizona's defense is pretty good, but Detroit Lions at home, I like to still think that there is such a thing as home field advantages in this league. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Lions. That was a tough pick, but I'm going to pick the Lions just because the fact that they're at home gives me that bit more confidence in them. So, yeah, I'm going with the Lions. So now we're on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Miami Dolphins. Now, obviously, this game won't be played in Miami because of this freaking hurricane, which is approaching the US, and apparently it's going to wreak havoc because it's like 175-mile-an-hour winds or something like that. So this game will probably be rescheduled or moved to a neutral ground. If you're a firm believer in the hard knock curse like I am, then the Dolphins should win. I know obviously Jay Cutler's come out of retirement, but Jay Cutler can still play. I mean, I know he's not exactly the most enthusiastic guy in the world, but I think Jay Cutler can still do enough to win this game for the Dolphins. The Buccaneers defense, I'm still not too keen on. And then obviously Jameis Winston, I'm not too sure about Doug Martin. I don't know how, I think is Doug Martin suspended? I think Doug Martin suspended, didn't he? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, I think the Dolphins is a good choice. Jay Ajayi is clear from concussion, I believe, and obviously they've got a decent receiving core, and their defense isn't too bad either. And Dominican Sue, Cameron Wake, it's still a pretty decent defense. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins on this one. The Atlanta Falcons at the Chicago Bears. Now, obviously Atlanta went 0-4 during the preseason, says people who don't give a shit about preseason records, but they still went 0-4. Obviously, are they going to be at that Super Bowl hangover? Look what happened to the Panthers after that Super Bowl. They just completely flopped the year after. However, they are at the Bears. Now, obviously, who's their quarterback? Mike Glennon. They're not going with Trubisky, which I do not understand, but whatever. So, with that reason alone, it's hard not to go with the Falcons. They still got the reigning MVP. They've still got two decent running backs in there, Freeman and Coleman. Defense is still decent. Obviously, Deion Jones, their rookie linebacker from last year, who just came onto the scene and just lit up everyone, is obviously returning for his second season. So, yeah, the Falcons should definitely win this game. As long as Mike Glennon is there, any team has a chance against the Bears. So, yeah, Falcons win. The Oakland Raiders at the Tennessee Titans. This was a tough one again. It's one of them. I know Oakland obviously are huge favourites in the AFC this season. Derek Carr obviously coming back after the broken ankle or leg or whatever. Brought in Marshawn Lynch, which is obviously huge. But their defense, Oakland's defense, is very iffy. Now, what I like about Tennessee is Marcus Mariota is definitely improving as the years go on. They've got two really good running backs in DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry. I like their receiving core and I like their defense. So, tossing up between the two, obviously Oakland's receiving core is pretty good too. This was a really hard one for me to pick, but I'm going to go with the Titans. So, yeah, I mean, I'll just give you my reasons. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Titans on this one. I do think it's going to be a shootout. I think both defenses are iffy, but I reckon Tennessee's defense might just be a tiny bit better. So I'm going to go with the Titans. Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. I reckon this is the year it finally happens. I reckon Marvin Lewis is going to get fired. Their Super Bowl window that the Bengals had is definitely closed. I don't see them even making the playoffs this year. I don't care if you got AJ Green. I think Andy Dalton is too inconsistent. Their running back, they've got some decent running backs now. Obviously, they got Hill, Bernard, and Mixon. Defense is still okay, but Vontaze Burfict cannot stay out of trouble. He can't seem to not get suspended. So I'm going to go with the Ravens. The Ravens should win this one. Joe Flacco's going to be playing, obviously, after not playing a single game during the preseason. But the Ravens defense is still top notch. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens for this one. The Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Redskins. Again, another tough one. And I went with the Eagles. I like the receivers that they brought in, Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith. Carson Wentz right now is, after the way he played last year, he kind of fell off towards the end, but I reckon he'll regain that early season form like he did last year and start off well. I like Philadelphia's defense, and I like Washington's defense too, but I just reckon Philadelphia's defense is just a tiny bit better. And I don't like Washington's run game. I mean, apart from Kirk Cousins, who else did they have? I don't really know much about their receivers. Obviously, they got rid of Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson. So, yeah, I think the Eagles should definitely win this one. It's going to be a close game, but I'm going to pick the Eagles over the Redskins. The Indianapolis Colts at the Los Angeles Rams. This one, the Colts are not going to be without are going to be without Andrew Luck. That guy can't seem to just stay healthy at all. I don't like Indianapolis' running game, even though they got Frank Gore, but apart from that, I don't. Who else? Unless Marlon Mack can just burst onto the scene. Receiving core again. Ty, Dante Moncrief. Again, there's not enough weapons with the Colts. That's what I'm not too keen about. And I reckon the Colts defense is terrible. I don't reckon they've addressed it properly. As for the Rams, on the other hand, I believe Aaron Donald is holding out. So he may or may not play that game. I'm not too sure. I've not really read too much into that, but I just know he's obviously spat his money out over the contract issue. So Jared Goff struggled his rookie year, but considering the circumstances that were surrounding it, I'm not surprised. But either way, the Rams offense is still good, and the Rams defense is still good as well. So I'm picking the Rams to beat the Colts because the Colts defense just is garbage, and I don't think they've improved it or done anything to really address it. So I'm going with the Rams over the Colts. The Carolina Panthers at the San Francisco 49ers. Now this is a video I'm going to do on Friday, so be sure to stay tuned for that. The Seattle Seahawks at the Green Bay Packers. This is by far the game of the week as far as I'm concerned. Two playoff bound teams by far. Seattle's defense with Earl Thomas back. Earl Thomas looks better than when he did before he broke his leg. Don't know how the hell that happens, but yeah, Green Bay obviously still got Jordy Nelson, of course, the man Aaron Rodgers. Ty Montgomery continues to look good as a running back. However, Green Bay's defense looks suspect. I don't think Clay Matthews is the same player he once was. Their secondary looks a bit iffy. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks as much as it pains me to say that, but I do reckon the Seahawks might pull off the win against the Packers. I think it's going to take something magical from Aaron Rodgers, which he's very much capable of doing, but something tells me the Seahawks might upset the Packers at home, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks in this one. And now the Sunday night football game, obviously the primetime slot between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Again, a tough one. Obviously the Cowboys are full strength because Ezekiel Elliott, despite the fact he's going to be suspended for 6 games, is still going to play in this frigging game. So they're going to have obviously Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, a full healthy offensive line, a nice full healthy receiving core. However, Dallas's defense doesn't look good, and I think they didn't address it again. They got rid of most of their corners, and their secondary got rid of Barry Church, Brandon Carr. I don't think they addressed their defense. New York Giants, on the other hand, their defense looks alright. Looks pretty good. The receiving core looks brilliant. Brandon Marshall, Odell Beckham, Sterling. I can't remember his freaking first name. But yeah, the Giants' offense looks good. If Eli Manning can play turnover-free football, I'm going to go with the Giants to win. Because it's just typical the Cowboys thing to do when they open the season, prime time, and then lose. I mean, let's face it, when they opened that stadium, they lost. So it's in the Cowboys' nature to just lose at the worst time. So I reckon the Giants will win over the Cowboys on primetime TV. So why not? Why not? It's just the Cowboys for you. It's what happens. So yeah, Giants beat the Cowboys. Now on to the Monday night game. Now there's 2 of these. New Orleans Saints at the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to go with the Vikings to win. I know Sam Bradford is still a bit of an iffy quarterback, but I do like the defense is still solid. And they're at home. The Saints obviously still have Drew Brees, who still are an absolute beast. However, they lost Brandon Cooks, and I don't reckon their defense is that good. I still reckon their defense is very suspect. So I'm picking the Vikings to win that one. And I honestly, personally don't see how the Saints win this one. I know they brought in Adrian Peterson, so they're going to have, obviously it might take some of the tension away from Drew Brees. It might open up the play action a lot more, but that defense is really good. So I'm picking the Vikings. I do think it's going to be a close game though, but I reckon the Vikings should edge it. And finally, the Los Angeles Chargers at the Denver Broncos. Phillip Rivers right now is coming to the end of his career. Obviously, the Browns' only win last year came against the Chargers. They're going to be without their starting wide receiver, their first round pick, should I say, Mike Williams. He's obviously dealing with some sort of injury. And their defense is a bit banged up as well, I believe. So the Broncos' defense still looking solid. Obviously, they got rid of TJ Ward, but they still got Aqib Talib and Chris Harris, Von Miller. You know what I mean? They still got a solid defense. And their offense, Trevor Siemian, he should do enough to steady the ship, should we say. Running back's still decent. CJ Anderson is still a pretty good running back. So I'm going to go with the Broncos to win this, and they should win it, I reckon, relatively comfortable, if I'm honest. So, yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up my thoughts and predictions for week's one games. Obviously, I'll be doing the 49ers and Panthers game in separate on Friday. But yeah, do you agree or disagree with any of my picks? Who do you think is going to win? Be sure to leave a comment below. As always, guys, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you Friday.